okay, how do I put the guardrails on and how do I have limitations that they can understand? And maybe you have a chart, maybe you use a kitchen timer, you have a pass system. So you're handing out passes in exchange for something that you do want to see. And just something that's out there that is an agreed upon pattern or metric that you're going to use as a family, just like you do around food. You probably have rules around desserts, you have rules around snacking, what's a mealtime, what's not a mealtime. We roast marshmallows when we're on a camping trip, but we're not going to roast marshmallows every single day. So these are the types of things that you want to start thinking about doing with screen time, developing a healthy model culture habit. Ideally, you're not imposing this on a one-sided way, but you're having a family conversation around this where you're getting their buy-in. So you're saying to them, what are the good things about playing video games all day? What are the bad things about playing video games all day? Do you ever notice that you're cranky with me when I tell you that it's time to eat dinner and turn it off? What do you notice about that? Why does it make you so cranky? And let's problem solve together. So a lot of times if you give kids the opportunity, they will collaborate with you in setting the boundaries because they're noticing. They know, especially, and honestly, there's more opportunity in the COVID times than ever before for kids to say, gosh, I'm tired of this screen. I've had enough. And I wish that I could go outside. So, figuring out how to be collaborative with your kids, I think is going to go a long way. Having an external, and I should mention, lots of devices have their own controls that are more or less easy to use. So you can also utilize those as well. I'm a paper and pen mom, so that's how I gravitate. But definitely there are parents who are optimizing the parental controls, and that works too.
Oh, I just want to put in here that this is so important. And I kind of thought that, I kind of thought my husband had done it because he's like the tech guy in the house. And like one day, my daughter, who is 9 or 8, I can't remember at the time, but I was doing a coaching call for mindful parenting and she heard me talk about spanking. And then she went in and Googled spanking and she
Uh-oh.
yeah, yeah. So he was like in a meeting, he looks over and he sees her like looking at porn and he's like, "Oh my
Yeah.
God." And he has to stop his meeting. I mean, apparently it was just like a really brief kind of thing, but I was like,
Mm-hmm.
"Oh my God, what we didn't have these controls." So people, please, like this can happen to the best of us. Like
Yeah.
make sure you know what is blocked and what is not blocked on your
Mm-hmm.
devices that your kids have access to.
I totally agree with that. And I feel your pain. This is also an opportunity to say that we need to have open lines of communication with our
Yes.
kids about, if you ever seen anything that you don't understand or that you have questions about, you can always come to me. I'm not going to be mad at you, and have an opportunity to share your values. And if I can just mention one study that I found to be so interesting, which was that of families that had conversations with their middle school age children about porn, sharing their values around it, what they thought about it, whether that was a religious perspective, a feminist perspective, it really doesn't matter. They had that conversation. It had a really protective effect on those kids. And so they followed them to college and they found that they were less likely to look at porn, less likely to have unhealthy relationships with porn, or to be in relationships with people that used porn. So I think that knowing that, there's no off limits as a family and that you can talk about these things. Again, we have influence and not control. So communication is really our best friend.
Catch new episodes of the Mindful Mama podcast and other free resources, including the Mindful Mom Guide at mindfulmamamentor.com. You can listen to every back catalog episode, including interviews with Dr. Dan Siegel, Ianla Van Zant, Sharon Salzberg, and get meditations, join our private Facebook group, and more. Go to mindfulmamamentor.com now. I'll see you there.